Did you know that you can produce DMT within your body? We're going to talk about that today, and why should you be producing or wanting to do this for yourself. Hi, I'm Myriam, and I have been practicing and teaching yoga for about 21 years. That led me to a couple of brutal spiritual awakenings, and now I teach and coach about conscious manifestation, Kundalini awakening, and spiritual alchemy. Inside your brain, we all have this. We have our pineal gland and our pituitary gland. Those two glands produce hormones and secretions that we need for our physical body. But we are not just this physical body. We may think that we are just this physical body, but in reality, we are multidimensional beings. That means that we also have non-physical energy with it. In fact, we are an energetic being having an experience in this physical body. Now, these pineal and pituitary glands are always producing this secretion from the moment that you are born. So, what makes the difference to produce an elevated consciousness or spiritual awakening, the production of DMT in your body? It's the free will of each individual person. What they feed their body, what they do on a regular basis, their mindset, everything, meditation, how they take care of their body in general, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. How do you spend your days, your time, the people that you surround yourself with, the environments that you are at. These two glands are always producing that secretion. But why is not everybody enlightened? Well, because the secretion that they are producing, and the majority of people that are not consciously awakening themselves, is a secretion, let's say, of low quality. It's not strong enough to produce the DMT quantities or level of quality needed to bring you to elevated consciousness and to awaken that spiritual awareness. The pituitary gland is also known as the milk. The secretion is also known as the milk that you may have heard in the Bible. And the pineal gland secretion is called the honey, because their liquids resemble how honey looks and how milk, like a milky substance, looks. So that's why they're called the milk and the honey. Your pituitary gland, the milk, the secretion that is magnetic. It has magnetism with it. And the secretion of the pineal gland has electricity, electric production in it. That's why we are called electromagnetic beings. That's why we are to awaken and expand our electromagnetic field. So all of this goes hand in hand when it comes to the Christ oil, the sacred secretions, the Kundalini awakening, the expansion of your toroidal field, the expansion of your electromagnetic field, of your heart and mind coherence. It's all connected. So these secretions of the pineal and the pituitary gland, they come down and form what is your spinal fluid, running all along the spine all the way down. Now, we're not going to talk about that here, but this liquid goes down, and in your solar plexus, in your tummy, there is a sacred seed that I will talk about in another video that is formed. It's a physical and non-physical seed that is formed every month. That seed goes down to your sacrum and sits there. So this liquid is formed, everything is running. Like right now, I have spinal fluid running. It's always going up and down, like your blood system, your circulatory system. So this seed goes and sits down all the way into the sacrum. And now for that to come back up, because that is the purpose of that seed, when the person chooses a different lifestyle and chooses to consciously awaken themselves, that seed will travel from the base of the spine all the way back up into the optic thalamus here and begin the process of enlightenment. The process of enlightenment is literally bringing more electricity, more magnetism within the body. But that only happens when the pineal gland and the pituitary gland liquids, the secretions, are refined. It's a process of transformation. The book that I'm showing you on the screen is where I get most of this. And of course, because I have been practicing the yoga for so many years, but this sacred secretion, the milk and the honey, will elevate themselves. They would purify themselves. And it's called, in this book, The God-Man, the crucifixion. So all of this, you can see things in the Bible, but they did not explain us well or at this profound level. Maybe because they wanted to keep it hidden from us. Maybe because people, or the majority, are not ready for this. They don't get this. They're just, oh, the milk and the honey. They don't understand the power that this holds, the power that this means, and what our electromagnetic field can do. So when the person begins a transformation within the body that includes many things, but the ones on top of my head will be a change in the way that you eat. It's not only about the food that you intake. You want high vibrational food, high frequency food, which is mainly fruit, raw fruit. But it's not only that. It's about the gratitude that you express, the connection with Mother Earth when you're eating, being able to control your eating habits. Like, you are going to stop having those desires of overeating. Everything, as I said, it goes hand in hand. When you start one thing, it's like a chain reaction. Meditation, you have to meditate. You must meditate. It has to come to a silence in the outside world so that you can access that inner world. Yoga practices has a lot of different things that you can do. It's not only the positions that you do in the yoga practice. Positions keep your body limber, but positions alone are not going to ignite a spiritual awakening or the elevation, the purification of yourself and of the liquids that your body is producing. Otherwise, all these people at the yoga studios would be enlightened, right? It doesn't work like that. It becomes just a workout. This is all about intention, about mindfulness, about awareness. So this liquid is the sacred secretion, and you're sacred whether this is at an elevated form and viscosity or not. But this is the journey to enlightenment. You already have this secretion. It is your free will to transform yourself, transform your life, and change your lifestyle into the production of an elevated liquid that is pure, that is as pure as possible. And in that book that I show you, it talks about literally changing the viscosity of it. It really gets very thick. It gets very thick so that it's able to bring that seed back that sits at your sacrum every month, and instead of that seed dissolving or being expelled, will elevate and rise back up to your alignment. And it's a process of alignment, lifetime. It is a process of a lifetime, and we are eternal beings. So whatever we do here while we're in the physical form will continue once we're in the non-physical, and if we choose to reincarnate or not, this continues. You don't get free passes. This is the experience of evolution and of enlightenment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!